Right.
And then people on Facebook start a watch party, and then their friends join on. This it can be a nice web. Like I want to start broadcasting on Twitter. Twitter be busting.
Get the program. 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 Get the program.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I know you would. I'm gonna give you the backstory on this when we start up. It's a great backstory to this instrument. It's not the beat what people really think it is. It's really not. It's a musical genius behind it. It really is. What's up, Unc? He chime in every week too.
Love you, bro.
Good afternoon, or should I say evening? It is 6 o'clock, so happy every day, and welcome to the show. Welcome to the Detroit Talk Your Sugar Honey Iced Tea podcast, where I am your host with the most. I am King I Self, number 7, and I am here with a very special guest. I'm here with my great, not as far as ranking, but as far as legendary. But this is my uncle, Gerald Parker. He is the CEO of his own company, which I will let him explain what it is and what he does in a moment. But I just wanted to give a shout out and prayers up to my good brother that is not here with us today. You know what I'm saying? My brother Michael, he tested positive for COVID today. So he gave me a call and said he was not going to make it to the show. So, you know what I'm saying? Prayers up to Big Bro. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say he was feeling sick enough like that. He just tested positive. He is vaccinated. So, strong recovery goes out. You know what I'm saying? We will see you in a couple of weeks, bro, because I know about the quarantine. So, 2 episodes. It's almost like the NBA. He's out for 2 games.
It has to be.
It's crazy. But how you doing today, Uncle?
I'm doing well, nephew. I'm doing real good. I'm doing well.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for the big invite, man.
Yeah.
That is a tremendous opening that you did, man. Love the music intro. And I want to start out for everybody out there. I got to show my love to my nephew. Man, I love you, dude.
Hey, I love getting flowers while I'm still alive.
And while you're on this side of the earth, yeah, that's important. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You are an extremely hard worker, but you just don't work hard. You put in the work where it's going to be meaningful.
Okay.
And
appreciate that.
Very humble beginnings.
Yes.
I will admit. Life's ups and downs, but who ain't got them?
Exactly. That's why I don't complain.
No, you don't. You just work harder.
Because you can always find somebody whose situation is worse than mine, or whatever I'm complaining about.
Absolutely.
You can always find somebody whose situation is worse. So
yeah,
I just keep it moving.
Absolutely. And with that being said, there's a lot of situations or circumstances that could have dragged you down, but you overcame them.
Yes.
Persevered.
Yes.
Overcame. And you are continued to conquer no matter what it is. So once again, big ups to you.
Thank you. I've had a lot of great positive men to pull from. Like we had the conversation yesterday, and I was telling Papa, your father, my grandfather, that I drew from all of you as far as like an individual character trait.
Right.
I pulled from my father, from my grandfather, from my father's brothers, which is my uncles, as far as man lessons, how men are supposed to navigate.
Absolutely.
Overall lessons I grab from everybody. Grab from Nana, Regina, my mother, cousins. You know what I'm saying? Because I was always an observer. I'm not the one to talk a lot, which is ironic because I talk a lot now.
Mm-hmm.
But back then I didn't talk too much because it was a lot of family to just watch and learn from. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I pulled the hard working trait from you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you you've shown over quite some time that, you know what I'm saying, hard work do pay off. It's not just a cliche. Or it's a cliche for a reason. Or for that reason alone. You know, you are a vet. You've been in the service. You know what I'm saying? You fought for the country. You know.
Yeah. And to add to that, getting back to you not speaking a lot, you did, but you listened more. You just didn't have a lot of things to say. I can remember you always being observant, running through the house, having fun.
Mm-hmm.
You were a boy, but you knew that you wanted to do something else, something better. Whether it's out there on the field or the court or whatever. We'll talk a little bit sports later if you got the moment. But also, you always wanted to achieve. Not to say that you was going to just strictly be the best. Yeah, you talk a little smack here or there, which you're supposed to. It's in your DNA. That's who we are as men. We want to compete.
Right.
We want to be better.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're relevant to what you had to say. You are a part of the time. You're a part of the cause, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, like show. Like my other Uncle Arthur. You know, I pulled the trait of integrity from him.
Mm-hmm.
He's always showed me integrity. You know what I'm saying? In different situations that he was dealing with, or something that I was dealing with, and he was just giving me the wisdom.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like I pulled the trait of the thirst of knowledge from my father and my grandfather. You know what I'm saying? They endorsed, encouraged, and at times forced us to read. Just that alone, just the basic skill of reading. You know what I'm saying? Because most knowledge, you gotta read it. It's hearsay, and then you gotta put that hearsay to the test. But if it's a factual document, it's facts.
Absolutely.
So, you know, reading has, you know what I'm saying, has definitely been a building block in our family. Like the best piece of advice Papa gave me as a child and as a grown man was, don't put your name on nothing until you have fully read it. Don't sign jack until you read it.
Yes,
fine print, all that.
Right. And even when you want to speak about something that's relevant, I remember all the little books you read, the Marcus Garvey books, this book, that book. Yeah, you just want to get knowledge. You want to get more information. You want to get more content.
Yeah, I just wanted to find something that was real, because you know it's a lot of knowledge out here that's, I don't want to say it's not knowledge. It is, but it all depends on if you know how to decipher and interpret it correctly. But some knowledge out here is not real knowledge, and I just wanted to get to the real source, or better yet, I wanted to go to the origin of things, because it's like some knowledge can get lost in the shuffle of time. That's how you get the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yeah,
that's a lot of information that was either accidentally removed or purposely removed. Either way it go, it was removed. And it's like, in order to get that knowledge, you got to go on the long quest.
Yes.
To get that, just to get those lessons within those scrolls, because those scrolls is not everywhere. They're not easy to find.
Right. You need to be a part of that journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, to get the info out.
Yeah, but what company do you have for the people today? What do you do? What company you have? What do you do? And what is the purpose?
Okay, here we go. Get your pen and paper out. No popcorn is needed, but you might want to get a drink or two, adult beverage, or just get something to sip on. Put your feet up, crack your knuckles, sit back and relax.
Yeah, because this is a necessity. Everyone needs this information.
Absolutely. Because we provide life-saving information from time to time, but here it is today. I am the owner, the operator, chief executive officer, and the president of S.H.I.T Fire and Safety. That is doing business as. The company is originally S.H.I.T Inc. That's EXQUISE. And by the way, it's right there on the shirt as a logo, which by the way I own too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ownership is everything.
Adds value. That's my brand.
Okay. That's
Okay.
your brand.
And that's one of the many brands that we own. So with that being said, is Squeeze Incorporated was actually started when I was down in Texas. God gave me the vision. We wanted to start out with a multiplex, a event center. We wanted to do car wash,
I remember
event,
that.
barbershop, beauty salon, sports bar. We wanted to do a lot of different things in one building, and an apparel store, massage parlor, all of that.
Kids daycare.
Daycare, yes. Uh, a gaming room.
Yeah.
Remember that?
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop. But now they are replicating that in many different cities, municipalities, in a lot of cities and states. They're doing that right now.
Yes.
So that's what was born out of the vision. Since then, since I couldn't get my money up, a lot of cases when you have a vision, you need backing, you need revenue,
You need capital.
you need a lot of capital.
I tell people it hit different when you are using your own money.
Woo! That's when you have to rethink things.
Yeah.
So I needed to do something that's going to raise capital, because when I went to the bank, of course, instead of them just straight up laughing at me, they simply said that most, not just black businesses or minority-owned businesses, what they lack is not the vision, is the resources and the money. You can go to the SBA, which they're going to tell you no. They're going to suggest that you go to local banks, and they're going to tell you no, which is so true. And small lending institutions, they're going to tell you no, because they know that most small businesses, no matter whether you're minority-owned, woman-owned, or whatever, veteran-owned, you're going to fail. And then the money that they give you for that business is not going to be successful. So
Right.
it's hard for a bank or lending institution to give money. Let's say I bought a building or leased a building, they can't get back that 50 grand, 500 grand, or 200 grand, or $1 million. They can't
Right.
get that back because I done bought material, products, hire personnel,
Right.
computers, vehicles, whatever it is.
If you're not busting off the dribble.
Right. It is hard for them to recoup that money
Yeah.
when the business fails. But if you buy a building, they can repossess the building or the vehicles,
Right, yeah,
but they
you have
can't
something that's
repossess
collateral.
that money because that money's spent, and they
Yeah.
can, the banks can always try to sue you for the rest, or put you in collections. But anyway, so I say all that for this reason. So I talked to a group of men, including my pastor, and he suggests, what do you do best at? What are you the best at making money? I said, what I've been doing it for almost 20 years is fire protection. He says, that's your niche. He says, you like saving people's lives, putting your products in buildings, and I suggest you do that.
Yeah,
to
you've been
raise
saving lives for a long time, man. Either saving lives or protecting lives
Absolutely.
for a long time. So yeah, that's awesome.
So that's what we do as a Squeeze Fire and Safety. Once we got licensed, and we went out there, started leasing out of a building, renting, bought some trucks, and what we do is we install, test, and inspect fire alarm systems in commercial buildings. Install the sprinkler systems, not the lawn sprinkler systems, but those sprinkler heads in buildings. We also install and inspect fire extinguishers, emergency exit lighting, fire pumps, fire doors, anything that's fire safety related. That's what we do. Kitchen suppression systems, when you go in commercial kitchens and all of that, we do those too. So it keeps us busy. And when I did my research, there was only, outside of ourselves, there was only two minority or black-owned fire protection businesses in the state of Michigan.
Okay.
So we're the second.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, fire safety is definitely a necessity. You know, like I joked about it yesterday, but it was only funny because it's true. You know, your brother, my father is a retired fire chief.
The man.
You know what I'm saying? Another legendary man in our positive man in our family that I pulled from.
The man.
The youngest executive and battalion fire chief in the history of the city of Detroit.
Yep.
If you Google that, his name will pop up. That's the fact. He puts out fires. In the event that someone makes an error or something bad happens, he puts out the fire, and you is on the other end trying to prevent it from happening from the jump street.
Right. If we did our job, the fire department
Won't get called.
won't get called. Absolutely. Because it would detect the fire or suppress the fire.
Right.
And at the end of the day, everybody wins.
Yep, everybody wins. The fire damages to a minimum. So your insurance rate won't go up because you more likely if you have the fire suppressor, you won't have to put in the claim. Because I've seen the fire suppressor. They hang right over the kitchen hood of the stove.
Yep.
Or whatever, or wherever you need it installed. So if skillet catch flame from a grease fire before the stove gets singed, it activates.
That's right. That's the way it works. But like when you're in your home, and I'm gonna have to call my nephew out on this. Make sure you do two things. Number one, every year you change that battery in those smoke alarms.
Yes, I need to change that right now.
And on top of that, we can do one better. Just get the 10-year smoke alarms. Ta-da! The 10-year ones.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to link up with you on that.
Yes,
definitely am.
That's what I.
Because these were the smoke detectors that was installed when we bought the house. This was already here.
I know.
So I would love to upgrade.
Yeah.
And any and everything updated in my world is a good thing to me.
Yes, but in the meantime, I'll give you the 9-volt battery. They only cost a couple bucks, so that's my love from me to you.
My uncle said he's gonna give me a battery.
Saving lives here. We saving lives here.
He's gonna give me a battery for the smoke detectors.
That's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we do. Like the thing in my childhood was ownership wasn't really emphasized upon. It was really the thing was finish high school. If you want to go to college and get you a really, really, really good career. But if you don't go to college, get you a good paying job so you can still protect and provide for your family, which is nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people went to college is knee high in debt, and they have a degree that is worthless because they chose a field that is no longer popping.
Correct.
So, but I guess it was like after I turned 25, 26, it was like being a regular bot is okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I should be doing something more than just being a clog in the system. Just another cog in the system. Need to be doing something else.
Yep. So,
wheels turning. Always been turning.
Mm-hmm.
It's just waiting on opportunity.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I'm gonna share something with you. I just, read a couple months back, and it was on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And this brother put this out. He said, "We celebrate when somebody get a promotion at the job. You can," and he put out a quick post. It was like, we could get hundreds of likes when somebody says, "Oh, I got promoted to manager, or to department head, or I got hired at this big company," and everybody, give them a clap or thumbs up, hearts, and all of that. They got a big promotion. They changed jobs, lateral conversion, whatever, and they should. They should.
Yeah.
None but love for that. None but love for that.
Yeah. Any congrats for moving up in any company.
But now, watch this, he said. The moment you say, I started a business, you'll get maybe 1 or 2 likes. Uh-oh,
Hmm.
crickets. Because like what you're doing, what I'm doing, people know that takes dedication, that
Yes.
takes work, and you're going to take a few L's. You're going to take some losses.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't see and they feel that you shouldn't go to that kind of grind. Just take it easy on yourself. Go out there, get your job, which ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Actually, I did have to do that.
I still got a job.
Right. So when you grind like that and you don't get that many likes because, like you said, growing up, a very few people in our family or in the black family as a whole, other than other nationalities, and I'll get to that a little bit later, we don't teach entrepreneurship. Number one, it's not taught in school at all.
Yeah, they took that out of school in the 70s.
Right.
Or was it the 80s when they took out the skilled trade? No, it was the 80s when they took Votech out.
No, what even in Votech, they're teaching you a trade, but they're teaching you how to, put something together mechanically or by wood or electrically or whatever.
Oh yeah,
That's
they
your
don't
trade.
teach they don't teach you a business financial
That's
class.
it. Right.
I know what you're saying, but that's what you go to college for.
That's true. You can go to college for it, and even some colleges they may teach you some value of entrepreneurship or business, but they teach you scalability and all of that. What big businesses have done,
Mm-hmm.
they're not. It's not like they're not going to encourage you to not start a business because they are designed to teach you. Like my son, like Miles. Miles is in school right now. He's in college to be a neurologist, because he's taking neuroscience. So he's doing taking all the classes so he can learn the science, the math, the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding to become a doctor.
Okay.
Now, so he's got to go through 4 years, 3 to 4 years of college, and then he's got to go to med school to get his doctorate degree. So where in there somewhere do you think he's going to learn to learn his own practice? It's zero, because he's got to bust out his classes, and which he should. That's his primary object is to become a doctor. Now, if you wanted to take a class in business, now they may go into the scope of trying to be an entrepreneur. I didn't go to college. My wife Jessica did. She got her master's in architect.
You went straight into the service.
Right. She's an architect. So, but all the business classes she took, all the design classes she took, all the CAD classes she took, it was teaching her to learn her craft. Not to start a business, not to start her own firm.
Right, but just to learn the craft.
Right, to learn her craft.
Yeah.
So that's what they give you, the basic building blocks. So somewhere down the line, unless you are a business owner, and like a lot of people who don't look like us, a lot of them own their own business, and they teach that to their children. They don't say, "Oh, when you graduate from school and I send you to college, I need you to go work for Ford.
No.
I need you to go work for Chrysler.
No.
I need you to go work for Walmart.
Taking over the family business.
Right. I need you to go work for BJ's." No, they don't say none of that. I need you to run this family business. We got a division down in Texas. We got one over in California. We got one up in Connecticut, or run this location here in Michigan. That's the way they do.
That's generational wealth. We didn't get those lessons because we don't have generational wealth. Not just our family, just the black family in general.
True.
Because when slavery ended, we had 0.5% of the world's wealth. Here it is, 2021. I guarantee if I look it up right now, the needle ain't budged much. We probably own 1%.
Absolutely.
1% of the world's wealth. But we are the biggest consumers. We buy everybody joint.
Everybody's of everything.
We don't care what it costs. But when it comes to our own, now we care.
You saying something now? You saying something, nephew?
Because we gloat about We spent $200 on some Jordans. We spent $500 on this Gucci bag. But your cousin, your homie down the street,
Right.
start his own joint up, and then you want to haggle his price.
Absolutely.
But you don't go in Nike.
Yep.
You don't go in Gucci.
Yep.
Haggling them.
You gonna buy. You gonna spend that dollar.
You gonna gladly do it, and then you gonna brag about it.
That's it.
That's why I don't come down on my price.
No, you shouldn't.
I don't care how people feel about my price. My price is my price.
I understand it.
Because I'm building a brand.
Absolutely.
Just like your brand.
Absolutely.
You spent years building on.
Takes time.
Takes time, effort, and your own money.
A lot of your own money.
Yeah. Yeah, because the best advice you told me when I told you I started my company, God Body Industries, LLC.
Proud of you.
You told me you're going to have to feed it.
Oh,
Just like you feed your kids, you're going to have to feed this business.
It's going to eat. As a matter of fact.
You see the boxes?
GBI.
Y'all don't see the boxes on the other side of the screen. But I got there. Boxes over there from shirts, hoodies, the cricket machine, all types of stuff that I done bought. The boxes from the equipment from this stuff right here. I still got the boxes because if I have to pack it up, I'm keeping the boxes for that very reason.
Right.
I put it right back in the boxes that each piece came in.
Mm-hmm. And that is so important because that right there, what he just did, what he's explaining, is called inventory.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have that inventory costs money. It takes time.
Technically, you could say I had some government grant money for that. I mean, I used stimulus money.
And
yeah,
that's not a problem.
No, it's not.
You put it to great use.
Actually, that's kind of what they wanted you to do. If you had anything left over from paying your bills.
So help me to understand something, nephew. So you said that. So quite interesting. Because while all these big corporations during the pandemic, when they was getting that stimulus money, they were getting millions.
Yeah.
Each McDonald's franchise, whether it was black owned or white owned or whatever, or
yeah, they was getting the
PPP
loan money. Yes, because that was supposed to be for payroll.
Right. They were getting that money so big. Even Amazon, even the airline industries, everybody got broke off. But they were putting that money, of course, in their own pockets because their employees weren't working.
Well, no, not Amazon. Amazon was working.
Yeah, Amazon. They were hired.
Those are essential. Every company you name, they had essential employees.
Right. Now there's been
and they got pay boosts and pay increases. They got signing bonuses.
Right.
They got
some
vacation
of them turned money back. Yes.
They definitely got some incentives for continuing to work throughout the pandemic. But it wasn't nothing like the CEOs pocketed. Like that's what I tell people all the time, man. Like I give the NBA or sports analogy. Like everybody talking about LeBron getting $40 million a year, but how much is the guy who signs his check get?
Yeah, he gets
$400 million.
Yeah,
the owner of the team getting $400 million a year.
He gets broken off because he too is getting credit. Yes. He may not be as much in the limelight, but
he's the owner of operating.
Right.
He's signing everybody checks. He's paying LeBron James $40 million to play basketball.
Absolutely.
So if he can pay him to play basketball, $40 million. Mm-hmm. The money that he's generating in concession stands, parking, ticket sales, jersey sales, all that endorsement deal. He get a cut of that. He getting a cut of all that.
And now getting back to black entrepreneurship.
Yes.
Once you become an entrepreneur, that's just one step. Because now you got a vision, you put it down, you wrote it down, now you want to become a business owner. Mm-hmm. So you filed the necessary paperwork. So now, So now you're somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Throw your chest out there, wash your hands, do your hair, trim your mustache, put your nice duds on. Now you want to go out there, sell what you're selling, service what you service, do what you do, project your image, put your brand out there. So now you're somebody. Now you rock it back and forth, say, I got something, I got something. So now you go out there and do your thing. So now people see they got great value, like you and I were talking about yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're pouring into your business a little bit. So now you're taking it to the next step. So now you want to distribute your stuff. You can do it also on Amazon.
Yeah.
You could do it in multiple different ways. Now, because what I'm learning here, years ago, there wasn't a lot of black-owned liquor companies. So now there's a lot of, other than P. Diddy and a couple other people. So now there's black-owned tequila companies, black-owned beer companies, black-owned this, black-owned that. And now they're showing a lots of love to a lot of the products that we buy.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I do, even, I like cigars. So just like some alcohol, what I would do, I go there and buy their products. Because what it does, just like a lot of the Jews and just like a lot of the Filipinos, a lot of the Asians and all of them, the different nationalities, the Chaldeans, they like to keep their money in-house. You go to the gas station, we got to get gas.
Pardon my French, but talk your shit. OG, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying,
that's community building.
That's community building. So like right here in Detroit, there's only one black gas station in the city of Detroit.
It's on Davidson.
No.
The gas station on Davidson and Linwood is black owned.
But there's another one right there off of right there on 7 Mile, that Shell gas station.
Okay.
Right there, 7 Mile, right off of Schaefer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's two.
That's two then.
Yeah, that's two. Because I know for sure the gas station that's across the street from that McDonald's at the intersection of Davidson and Linwood. That's black owned.
Now go shop your black owned gas station. Show some love. Because, the way the Chaldeans do it, now they'll take our money. Yeah. You go in there and buy $5, $10 worth of stuff.
Yeah.
You get your $25, $30 worth of gas, and you go in that store and buy the product, and then you put money in their pocket.
Wait. I take it a step further and a step backward at the same time. They'll sell you stale ass products. They will sell you stale chips, molded bread. They don't care.
No.
They'll sell tobacco to your babies.
Yep.
They not carding. They don't care.
Yeah. That's why I appreciate all those women boutiques,
mm-hmm.
those black owned, those men dress the stores that they sell, whether it's suits or urban wear or whatever. Buy that stuff.
Yeah.
Buy that stuff.
Support your local pop-ups.
There's nothing wrong. Right. There's nothing wrong with, of course, buying the latest brand of Nikes and all of that. If that's what you want, buy your stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, buy black owned as well. Because guess what? If everybody in my family black last time I checked, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
last time I checked, all my shirts go with Jordans and Nikes. They go with Adidas, Reebok, all that.
So here's the point, everybody out there in social media land. If I work for, let's say, Amazon, and if I'm working for Amazon and I'm driving that Amazon grayish, bluish truck, whatever, with a cute little smile on it,
mm-hmm.
and I get out and I'm delivering your box and I'm wearing that Amazon shirt, what color am I? Yes, I'm black. So that's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
But see, now I'm representing Amazon. Now, the moment, I'm the same dude who delivered, just like if I work for a service provider, if I work for Comcast,
FedEx, any of them.
And I was a sales rep for them, and I still provided that same service. Now, if I started my own business,
mm-hmm.
and now, would you still buy from me? I still give you quality service.
Yeah, but like you said about the hard work and due diligence in building that brand, yeah, they will pay for them services if they can look up or know someone that you provide that service for
Mm-hmm.
as a reference point. You know what I'm saying? That's why people go
So
to the nationally known brands, because
right.
those are trusted
So
brands.
right. So
Everybody mess with.
right. So if I had a liquor store
Mm-hmm.
and I go to my favorite liquor store, which is right around the corner from the house, and they're Chaldean. So I go there,
Mm-hmm.
and at that Chaldean store, they sell all the kind of beverages, chips, whatever. So now I buy their product. If I did the same thing, and knowing that I have my own liquor store where people come, just like they're going into all, because the majority of people go to his store
Mm-hmm.
is predominantly black, 95%.
Right.
I don't care whether they buy chips, pop, juice, or alcohol. 95%, and they know all of the blacks by first name. Hey Tom, hey Mike, hey what up?
Right.
And the people behind the counter are all of people who don't look like us.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that if they had a black-owned business, because there's one right across the street, because they sell, it's called Exquisite. They sell food across the street. There's more people at the liquor store than there's people buying the product of the food across the street from him.
Okay.
So the point in my getting is that do we show the same love as we show people of opposite color? It's not like we don't buy the same products, but if we support products that are more black owned, then that stuff will start growing. Like you mentioned, generational wealth.
Yes.
So that's the point I'm getting
Yes.
to.
Yes. Yes.
Because that way it has more value.
Yeah, that's what me and my best friend in the world, he's watching right now, my good friend William, we are trying to build a networking community where anything that you need happen, whatever, you need to buy some or you need some service, somebody in the circle that you can call.
Right.
If you need a room painted, you can call me. If you need something to eat, I can direct you to him because he got his own he got his own catering business. If you need clothes, if I don't have what you have, I can direct you to him because he got his own t-shirt and clothing line as well.
Gotcha.
If he ain't got it, he can direct you to someone that he know that got their clothing line as well. You know what I'm saying? It's no competition. You know what I'm saying? So it's like with the pop up that we did a couple of weeks ago. Next year, when the weather break, we're gonna do that every Tuesday, or if not every Tuesday, every Monday or whatever day that we choose. Because I don't want to be on the hook on Tuesday to do the pop up. I gotta do the podcast, and I want to do the podcast and do the pop up every Tuesday. That's a lot. And I kind of want to keep the podcast individual from itself, unless it calls for it. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind going on the road. Like we have a episode coming up with Rebecca. You know what I'm saying? With the because she's director at the Boys and Girls Club.
That'd be great.
Yes, this is going to be an epic episode because
Okay.
you know what I'm saying. I don't want to give too much to the viewers.
Okay, hold on. If you're gonna do one with Rebecca, then why don't you do one with Jessica, my wife. Jessica is the what? She's the chief enforcement officer for the city of Detroit.
Yes.
And
When the time
has
permits,
some serious weight with the city of Detroit.
Yes, she does.
She'll do a podcast with you.
Yes, I
You got a lot of people in your Rolodex.
I know.
You got tons of
and
in your
again,
Rolodex.
and I'm telling you, like I tell my viewers all the time, this show, this platform is not mine. This is the City of Detroit platform. If anybody in the city of Detroit got something going on, they want to let the rest of the city and the world beyond, this is the place to do it. This is definitely a place to do so.
Absolutely.
So, you know, so I would love to have Auntie Jessica on. I know she's a heavy hitter. I know it.
Yeah.
I know she is.
And with that being said, you also have, I mentioned Miles, he's in school. Yeah. You also got my son.
Future doctor.
Yes, future doctor. You got my first son,
Yeah, I would
little
love. I
Gerald
definitely would love
Parker.
to have him on the show.
If you could do it like simulcast, because he cuts hair down
Right,
there. He
I
has his
know.
own barbershop down in the city of Virginia
Hmm.
Beach, and he's one of the baddest barbers. No, not one. He is the baddest barber in down in Virginia Beach. He cut a lot. Everybody from the military. He cut white, black, Puerto
Hmm.
Rican, Asian, and make their hair look like brand new, like some star did it. He's
Yeah,
really dope.
yeah,
So,
he's the goat
uh,
of Virginia when it comes to
right,
barber.
yeah, he can. I mean, he has to turn down a
Yeah,
lot of people because he is so busy.
yeah.
With that being said, my daughter, she does. She started her business this year, and she does a lot of home aid services with a lot of the products that she sells, counseling and things of that nature. So Katera, she's on TikTok. Katera Parker, my daughter, so
Okay.
she does a lot of stuff. She owns her business,
Yeah,
so it'd be nice if you can somehow connect
yeah.
those lines together.
My homeboy in Syracuse, he keep telling me
Wow,
to get
your Rolodex
to
getting bigger and
bring
bigger.
to bring people into the feed
Right.
on the show, and it's like I could, but ah.
Hey, it's just there's something
Yeah,
later on to think
yeah,
about.
yeah. Later on in the future,
Yeah.
yeah. But anytime I just have to just remember that anytime I leave the state, bring my equipment.
Right.
Especially if I'm going to see family, because if I'm going to see family, I can always spark up an episode just like that. And
Absolutely.
because I am the owner proprietor of, like Homelander said in The Boys, I can do whatever I want.
Absolutely.
And because I'm not monetized on YouTube, a lot of their restrictions, requirements don't apply to me. You know what I'm saying? Some does, but not me. So I could do a lot. I have a lot more leeway on my page than most of the regular YouTubers that are monetized, because YouTube don't play.
No, they don't.
They do not. They will definitely let you know either edit or remove.
Gotcha.
And if you don't do it, we will. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That YouTube, they gangster.
Yeah. They all about proper information. It's
Yes.
a lot of that content came out, of course, because of the elections and all of that. They seen over the last few years a lot of bad content is going out. There's like, well, we ain't gonna be the one. Okay, no matter how small and insignificant, we ain't gonna be the one. Most of the social media I'm on is LinkedIn because it's business related, and I connect with a lot of people for business with all that fire safety stuff, and some of it is social justice and all of that because they post a lot of stuff on there too. But the bottom line is that they have a no nonsense rule too on LinkedIn. It's better than Facebook because they will, if they see you putting out some content, it may be for Black Lives Matter or for Asian Lives Matter, whatever it is, but they feel that if the content is getting too heavy or the responses is getting crazy, they will shut you down for 30 days.
Oh, I hope I don't get any slack for this comment. I really don't, but all lives matter.
Oh, it does.
All life is precious. No one's life is more valued than the next. We are all part of the same human family. No matter what denomination you fall under, we are still all in the human family. So the purpose of the humans in the family is to teach the knowledge and wisdom of the human family to the human family.
Absolutely.
That's our only purpose on the planet. That is the purpose of man/mankind on planet Earth, is to teach the knowledge and wisdom of each other to each other. That's why it's each one teach one.
Right. Now, we both can agree, we both can disagree. And both sides can be right and both sides can be wrong. Or vice versa. It doesn't even matter. It's like, but you have to be civil.
Well, at least righteous.
Right. And because the moment we begin to argue, and just like married couples, we can argue the fact that one person's more right. And then when you sit down, it's like, was that worth being right? Because see, now I'm sleeping on the couch. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because
I was right, but now I'm wrong.
Like, is that right? Now, see, that's for another episode.
I know.
Is that
you
right?
Gotta bring that back. You gotta bring
is that right to be put out your own bed in your own home?
I hope ain't no women listening right now.
I mean, because last time I checked,
I hope ain't no women listening.
the man be paying the bills, or at least paying half.
I hope ain't no women listening. I
hope they are listening because I want them to answer the question.
No.
What gives them the right?
I thought we was talking about business.
Yeah, that's why I said that's for another episode.
That's another episode. Because then you gonna have to part 1, part 2, and part 3.
But
because they gonna dive in.
I'm loving being a business owner. Love being a business owner, even though I'm still a worker bot. I still have a 9-to-5 job. It's not a 9-to-5 job because I don't work 9 to 5, but I do have a regular job. On top of the entrepreneurship, I do a lot nowadays. Okay,
Right.
Paint. I'm an employee as a painter and a CEO as a painter because I pay for myself, and I'm an employee when I pay for Got Visions with Rogers Painting Company.
Absolutely.
So I'm an employee and a CEO all in the same day.
Yes.
Sometimes. Getting it. Yes. And then I'm an employee at Shields. And then I'm an owner at Shields because I sell my shirts to my coworkers.
Oh, that's
like I got
that's
orders,
your customer base.
I got orders right now.
That's your customer base.
Everybody's my customer.
And there you go. I'm your customer.
Yes. And no one is my competition.
There you go.
Like I said, my homeboy Will, he got his own clothing company called Refresh. He got his own website where you can order, you know what I'm saying, his merchandise from. His god sister is Paid Label. She got her own clothing line, doing her thing. And every time she drops, every time I see something in my feed about her, I so do hit the share button.
There you go.
Because I'm like, hey, they can wear your shirt on Monday and wear my shirt on Tuesday. And wear Will's shirt on Wednesday.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? It's enough. It's enough people on the planet.
Absolutely.
That we all can eat. That, and I got the mentality of Ace Boogie from Paid in Full. You know what I'm saying? Even though he was selling drugs, I'm just taking the energy that he had of everybody eats. So if anybody came to him and said that they needed some work, he provided a little job for them, regardless if it was selling drugs or being a lookout or washing his car. He helped you out. Everybody eats.
Everybody eats. That is so important.
Yeah, everybody eats. I wouldn't feel right if I'm on top of the world and I got one homie homeless. I wouldn't feel right. It's like I have so much resources to help him out.
Right.
And me choosing not to makes me a dick.
Because you can do something about it.
Yeah.
You have the power, the availability, the circumstance, and the means.
Yes. Or to bring it to the macro. Bring it to the macro, the smaller situation.
Okay.
Me and my homie went up in a restaurant and I ordered, and we both want to get some steaks.
Right.
But he's shy. And I'm not.
Okay.
Man, we eating steaks night.
Okay.
You just, know what I'm saying, you get the next one, or, you know what I'm saying, reimburse me at a whatever date that you can. But We came in here to eat steaks. I'm
So
not eating steak and you getting chicken fingers. That's not happening.
right. So let's take this on another level. Let's take this on outside of the restaurant. You riding back from the the restaurant where you ate well,
Mm-hmm.
took care of you and yourself. Now you pull up right there on the corner, and you see old boy out there with a sign. Talk to me. What you gonna do? You gonna
Okay,
take
now
care of him?
I got a homie.
Okay.
Oh, no, okay, yeah, a sign is saying, help, I'm homeless.
Help.
Or,
I just need something. Because if he homeless, you're not gonna get
No.
my house.
no.
Okay. So let's scratch. Let's just move that out the way.
Now,
So
it depends. It depends on
would you
my
hook him
mood.
up?
It depends on my mood in that moment in time. Because I have helped people of misfortune
Okay.
that's out there like that. I
Okay.
have. And I've chosen not to on occasions because I've seen people hustle that. They not really living that life.
Okay. But is that
I'm not about to take the time to determine if he's really living that life or not. So I just pick and choose when to. Just the other night, I blessed a brother in his neighborhood. I don't know where he lived at, but he's an older fella. He looked like he can no longer physically do general labor.
right?
He don't look like he got them all upstairs. He look, you know what I'm saying? He out here.
So you planted that seed.
He asked me to bless him with $1 or some change.
Okay.
So he can get him something to eat. It's 11 o'clock at night. You're not about to get nothing of real nutritional value like that. So what I did do was I got out my car, walked him in the gas station I just came out of.
Right.
And I used my bridge card to help that brother get some nourishment for that night.
There you
So
go.
he got one of those little burgers. He got a bag of cashews.
Okay.
And I bought him 2 bottles of water.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And
then that's where that was going to be the limit that I was going to go. But when he asked for some chips, I was like, go ahead. And then he asked for some candy, and I was like, no, brother, because candy has no nutritional value. I'm only getting you nutritional value because that's what you asked for.
So
I will, to answer your question, yes, I will, I have, and I will continue to bless people of misfortune, but I'm not going to do it every time.
Okay, so would you break out and drop a 5 on them? Would you break out, drop a dime, drop 10 on them? 20, 25, 30, 35.
It depends on how my financial situation is in that moment in time.
Okay. Now, do you believe that they would take that money?
And go buy liquor?
Cigarettes, liquor, whatever. Dope?
Yeah.
Drugs?
Yeah, but
Get high?
yes. But the thing is, what they buy with that money has nothing to do with me once I give it to them.
Okay. I just want to check the heart
And
condition.
I'm giving it to them
it's
out the
whatever-
kindness of my heart.
Right. And it's whatever your heart condition
Yes.
moves you to do.
Yes, because I'm going to get my blessings because I'm giving out the kindness of righteousness and the kindness of my heart.
Correct.
I'm not giving it for any kudos, any payback, or anything like that. I'm giving because I was in a position to give to someone that needed.
And the reason why I'm asking that, because you can see some of your usual suspects out there.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, all day.
Mm-hmm.
You know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Some corners, they frequently, it's like a job for them. They get up in the morning.
Yep, that's why I
They put their
said
clothes
it's they
on.
hustle.
Oh, now it's a hustle.
That's
not
why I
a
said.
job.
That's why I said it's they hustle.
Okay. So now, if it's a hustle, do you give to every hustler?
No.
Okay.
And again, I can't determine if when they hold up that sign and say I'm homeless, I need help. I can't determine just off face value that they are really living that life. Now, it would have to be me watching over a course of time to find out, hey, is when he leave this spot, is he going to go jump into a car? Or is he walking or around to go lay down up under some park bench, or is he going to a house?
Well, some of them do.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said it's a hustle.
Right. Well, that all for them is tax-free money. Whether they get 35 cents or $35
or $3,000.
3,000. They are entrepreneur. They're running a bit. It's not a scam. If you buy
it's a scam. For some,
how's
it's
it
a scam. I'm gonna tell you how.
How's it a scam when they've been out there for years?
I'm gonna tell you how it's a scam.
But they've been out there for years.
It's a scam because
they got away with it.
You're not living that life. You really not homeless. So you are portraying a homeless person to get money. That's what makes it a scam. And the reason why I say that is because Paul got scammed. He gave, I forgot what year it was and where he was at. Paul gave a brother that was holding a sign on the side of the road $10.
Okay, that's $10 that he had to give away.
$10. He
had $10 to give away.
When Paul drove away, I'm looking out the back mirror. I seen this brother pull a wad out his pocket this big.
Okay. True that.
So if you got a wad this big, you don't supposed to be on this spot with this sign.
Okay, so I'm gonna help you out with that same thought because I ran into the same situation. About 15 years ago, I was in Virginia Beach. We just came back from church, came back from service, and it was on a Sunday. And I remember seeing this guy because he has a bike, white dude. He always out there. And he'd been out there for a handful of years, just out there. And it seemed like every year he had a new bike. Nice jeans, by the way. Some nice gym shoes. So one day we had pulled up, we stopped at a light. We was up under that overpass. And you know how that overpass, like a little bridge over you, you know how if you go up on that incline, you always see people right there in that little cubby hole, nice and dry, and they got all their bags and their blankets and all their trash, whatever, all up in there. So we waiting on the light, and I have like 4 cars before I got to the light. The light had just turned red, and I looked up out of my right corner, and I see dude sitting up there, and I see him on the regular. Dude reached over, he moved this blanket out the way, and he grabbed a bag. Not 1, but 2 knots. Yeah. And he was doing this, and he didn't even know that I was watching him. So I was like, look at that dude up there. And then he grabbed another bag, poured that knot out, and he was doing this.
Counting his money.
And I'm like, this dude got more money than I do right now.
Yeah, and he was asking, he panhandling me. Knowing got they going well, he got about $4,000.
So I say this
on his purse.
Please, people, don't get mad about what I'm about to say next. You're giving to people who don't really have the need or do not have a want. They don't. They what it is that they're not scamming. It is their job. That is what they do for a living.
I got you now.
Panhandle in some states. You got to register. If you're a panhandler,
you got to register that shit.
You got to register your stuff.
LA. You got to do that in LA.
Atlanta's like that too, I believe.
You got to do it in LA.
So you got to register. You go up there with your bummy clothes on, your scraggly hair, you know, your breath smelling, your teeth missing. Like, this is who I am. And put that collar. You got to put that.
And I ain't on them.
That picture. And with your bummy clothes, they take a picture.
And I ain't
you get in the system. Now you go out there in the street and you can panhandle.
I ain't hating on no panhandlers, not one bit.
I'd rather for you to do this. This is what I always say. If you hustling like that, whether you register or not, do something for me. If I pull up to a light, wash my windows, or wash half of my carpet before the light turn green, then I'll give you a couple dollars.
I got you. Well,
you see what I'm saying?
I'm similar than that. Just be honest with me.
I'll put some armor on my tie.
Be honest with me, right? Because when I went to LA, swear to God, we went to LA. and it was a bum on Venice Beach. Oh my God, he was a genius and an innovator for this. He was
Right.
very honest.
Okay.
He had one of them "I'm homeless" signs, and I quote, it said, "I'm homeless. I will work for food / alcohol. I sing Christmas jingles for money, and I'm going to buy alcohol." He was honest with it.
He was honest with it.
And he was saying,
Did you not
and I
appreciate
quote, he said, jingle bell, help me get drunk. Help me get drunk. That was the lyrics of his song. And because he was honest, people was giving him money.
Yeah. But at the same time, if you want to entertain me, get a bucket.
It was another brother.
Get 2 drumsticks and do like this.
It was another brother out there. He had on the shiny chrome outfit.
Right.
Spray painted himself with the shiny silver. Like and he was silver, and he was still with the cup. And he would not move until somebody put money in the cup. When somebody put money in the cup, he said, "Hey!" Right in another position. Right. And he will not move.
I appreciate
until people put money in the cup.
He put the work in.
That's hard work, dedication. That's working at your craft. You are entertainer. You are freelance entertainer on Venice Beach.
And I am paying for your services.
Yep, because you
entertain
me, man.
No, I'll give to people in need. No, don't get me wrong, and I will continue to do that.
Yes.
But if you're the same person out there for years, that's a job.
Yeah, it's a job for you.
So why should I pay for you? So all I'm saying is
that's again.
Provide. If you out there on the corner and I see your corner dirty, you need to pick up the trash around there. If you pick up the trash, keep Detroit clean.
There you go.
Keep Detroit clean. If you out there panhandling and you got a sign and all your whole area got bottles and food and all that.
You just created a job for the homeless. Now, will the city pay the homeless to keep Detroit clean? Because that's a job.
They apply for a job.
That's a job.
That's a job.
But that's just it, though. They can't apply for the job because they don't have an address. You got to have an address.
They can get an address. Go into one of the homeless shelters and say, "Can I use your address?"
Yes.
And they put you in the halfway home.
Yes, you can.
The city has services just for that. They can put you in the halfway home. Say, "Can I use this address? Because I'm going to work." They'd be like, "Yes."
But
you take your name off the unemployment list and put your name on the employed list. The state of Michigan loves that.
Yeah.
They will do that for you because there's services for that. All you got to do is use your social security number. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, if I use my social security number, I got to pay tax. I got to pay tax.
Yes, a lot of the homeless, they're homeless because they want to live off the grid. Because they don't agree with the system.
No, nephew. They don't want to live totally off the grid because they like being in the grid because the grid feeds them money like us. So if you live off the grid, head up north. Way up past the peninsula.
They don't know how to hunt.
Oh, man. So that means they got to...
Living off the grid, meaning you got to fish, you got to hunt. That means you got to make a spear out of some wood. You got to know how to make a fire. You know how to put out the fire. You got to be able to build a shelter. Wow. Up north, it gets cold up north. Right. Huh? So you got to find a cave. So you can dwell in, and they got no bear or nothing in there.
Build your little wood house. Yeah, see, nobody want to live off the. See, that's off the grid.
That's hard work,
right? Build your own toilet out there, little
outhouse. That's hard work right there.
No, I got to cut down the tree to build my house.
Huh? That's like living. That's like the Walking Dead living.
Because you will be dead if you don't take care of yourself.
Because for real, you got to hunt. You're gonna be eating squirrels. You're gonna be eating fish. You're going to be eating wild mushrooms and herbs and berries.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's going to be your dietary.
Yeah. But that's my point. That's what I was getting
There ain't no McDonald's in the wilderness.
No. So let's make this clear. You can talk about the government all you want. You can talk about the city, the municipality, and all that. So,
and I do.
But there's some things you don't have to agree with everything that they're doing.
Nope.
You can want better roads. You can do all of that. But at the same time, you like these circumstances.
I should have had you on when we did the Proposal P episode.
Oh, yeah, I'd have been.
Because I'm disappointed in Detroiters.
Well, I mean,
honestly, because they said no.
Yes.
They should have said yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I
From what I read it. I read the revised charter, and I read the charter that we are currently up under, and I read proposal P. And so I got a chance to see what changes would have been implemented if people said yes. And I don't think motherfuckers read it.
possibly.
If you black and you voted no, I don't think you read it.
Well, see, I can't vote on that because I'm not a Detroiter.
I know.
I live in Southfield,
Yeah.
so therefore I couldn't vote on proposal P. Yes or no. But your granddad and most of the family members, yeah.
She said she don't care because one, it don't affect her, but two, she tired of beating her head against that wall.
Okay, well, there you go.
Because again, the reason why I love my father and the reason why I love Paw so much, it's the same reason why I'm disappointed in Detroiters.
Well,
because I don't think they read it.
Well, see. Here's the thing: being disappointed with people, their way of thinking versus your way of thinking, because of the time lapse. Some people really don't care.
Okay.
They don't care as much as you. It does not mean that they don't love you. It's just that they don't care about the same issues that you and I have.
Okay, but that's just it though. They cry and complain about these issues.
And let them cry and complain.
But that's just it though. That revised charter, proposal P, that did not pass, was the blueprint for entrepreneurship.
I understand. Yes. Right.
It was so much stuff in there that you and I, well, not you because you don't live in the city of Detroit.
No.
But you definitely would have ate off of that though, because there would have been a lot of it would have been some small businesses in Detroit that you could have provided services for.
Yes.
So you would have got the back end up.
Right. I see what you're saying, what you're going with that, because my business is in the city of Detroit, so
okay.
I benefit.
Yeah.
If that would have happened.
Oh yeah, you definitely would have.
But I couldn't go out there and start campaigning for people to say, "Hey, you need to vote yes on proposal P."
Why not?
Or
because you're a resident of Southfield?
No. My business is in Detroit. I pay Detroit taxes. Don't get me wrong. I pay taxes in the city of Detroit because my business is in the city of Detroit.
No, I'm saying, why couldn't you campaign?
Because I have a business to run.
You could have hired an employee for that.
That means I have to pay them.
They hired people for the propaganda train to tell people to vote no. So you got to counter that.
Yeah, but that's people who got longer money. Now it'd be different. now it'd be different if I had a bigger platform, and I said, okay, you know what? Like on Tuesdays and Thursdays for the next couple 2-3 weeks, we're going to take out a radio ad or beat the streets or something like that. Throw out some flyers. Right. I'm a part of some associations, even a couple here in the city of Detroit.
Right, I did my small part by bringing awareness to the proposal. Yeah.
So, and even the Michigan Minority Contract Association, the association I'm with them. It's the thing is that even with this new mayoral race, every year they have every 3-4 years they campaign for the new mayor. There's some who are pushing for a different mayor, or pushing for different city council members, or things who wants to run at large or whatever, because they want to see a change. And you're not going to change everything. So if you vote on some things, you're going to get some things that's going to be conducive to your type of lifestyle, or the lifestyle you want to live.
Yes.
There are a lot of retired Detroiters, like your nana and your pawpaw, your grandparents and your mom and dad and all of that. So there are certain people who are set in life. So it really doesn't matter who comes in office, because it's not going to mess with their retirement fund.
Right.
On the real. So they're living in their latter lives where don't much move them.
The golden years.
The golden years. Now, with people like you and I, we're still out there getting it. We want more. So when we want more, we want to make sure we get more changes that's going to be conducive to our lifestyle. Now, of course, there are a lot of billionaires that live here in the city of Detroit. A lot of them we don't know. A lot of people got deep pockets.
Yes.
Their standard of living is going to get heard first. We
Yeah.
will get heard less because just like we have
Yeah, 'cause
we have a smaller
domino.
microphone,
It's
right?
a domino effect.
Yeah,
The
and
biggest domino is gonna fall first.
right, they got a bigger microphone because they get TV commercials, and
Yeah.
we got a smaller microphone because we on podcast.
Right.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
So, but because they get more exposure,
Mm-hmm.
get more votes, they get more people to beat that drum.
Like as far as Proposal P go, the thing that poked out and stood out to me about it was it put emphasis on ownership and accountability.
Gotcha.
So if you starting a small business or you already a small business, it was more programs going to be put in place to help you sustain your business.
To be successful.
And as far as the accountability aspect, the appointed officials will be held more accountable for their actions. Instead of now it's just another scandal swept under the rug. No. You're going to be held accountable for what you did.
So
And people said no.
of course. Now,
Because they
but-
thought it would bankrupt the city again.
Well, to them, they thought it was like, from what I understand, I don't have all the information. To them, they thought it was like another social service money that there would be, the city of Detroit had to come out for like a social service need.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like that. It is to help out more entrepreneurs, even for the people who wanted to get involved in the marijuana growing, for instance. There are a lot of them, from what I understand, they were beating that drum for that proposal so they can have accessibility to be growers.
Yeah. And when they finally got it, now the floodgates is open.
Right. So even for instance, in people who are not just the city of Detroit, but in the state of Michigan, because there's a lot of grow houses and all that. And if you're going to do it, I advise you people to get your act together.
Yeah, go by the book.
And go by the book because my wife will shut you down. So
Go by the book. Yeah. His wife, my auntie, she got all the permits.
So
If you go by the book, they give you the playbook so you can have your dispensary.
right. So
Don't cut no corners.
it's all online.
Go by the book.
with the city of Detroit.
Use the playbook.
The playbook will make you legit.
Yes.
If you try to do anything that's unlegit, trust me, they're gonna find you.
And they're going to shut you
They're
down.
gonna shut you down, and they're gonna make you pay more. I don't care who building it is. I don't care how many plants
Yep.
you got. I don't care how good your stuff sells, and how high you can get. None of that stuff matters if you don't do it.
I
Right.
would rather follow the playbook because that way you ain't got to
If you
look
take
over your
shortcuts,
shoulder
yeah.
for the police buzz or nothing. If the police came up in your establishment, all you got to do is show them your paperwork.
Building inspector's gonna knock on your door.
Show them your paperwork.
That's it.
That's all you got to do.
And they know if that building with that address is not registered into the city of Detroit archives as being a dispensary or a grow house, or you try to do a grow house or dispensary and distribution and selling for medical reasons, whatever. You can't do it all of it. So you
can if you got the paperwork too.
You still can't do it all in one house. You can't.
You gotta have the paperwork.
One, maybe two, but yeah, you gotta have your paperwork.
You gotta have the paperwork.
Get your act together.
That's it. That's all that it is to it.
Absolutely.
Take the proper steps. If you don't know the proper steps, do the research.
Go online.
Yep, go online. Do the research. Find out the proper steps
Go online.
to get your grower's license.
Go online.
Lease you a building. As far as you're going to have it to be a dispensary, you got to make sure that the zoning is correct. Because it got to be so many feet from a church, from a school. Just make sure all the parameters are in line, man. You in business.
And don't think just because you got your state license, you're good. Because once you go into that city, like the city of Detroit, then you got to get your city license.
Yep.
So
state license.
just because, the state gave you that, no, not good enough. Well, I did. No. You got to put the work in.
And you will feel better. You will have the peace of mind that
It's gonna cost money.
you doing what you doing, and you doing it the legal way.
Absolutely.
Because it's how the marijuana business is going is no different from how tobacco and liquor was in Prohibition days. Them joints was outlawed and it was illegal too. And at some point it got to legal steps that you can go and then you can buy, sell, or trade tobacco and alcohol legally. So now you got now today we got liquor stores that sell cigarettes and liquor that you can walk into, and as long as you have of legal age, you can buy, no problem. As long as they got their liquor license and they keep their liquor license up to date.
And what makes sense what you just said, the when state legislation are passing bills because they see value in marijuana. Because before you did marijuana, you was looked at, you was a dirty person and you went to jail.
Yep, you was a hippie.
But right now, so now state legislation is getting involved federally as well as locally.
Yeah.
Now they see value in that marijuana. So now everybody, so to speak, wants to get involved in it because they see the medicinal benefits behind it, which is cool. Not all doctors are signing off on it, but a lot of them are, which is still cool because now we're not trying to get broke trying to deal with the pharmaceutical companies. But that's another story. Now, getting to the facts here, what I see now doing the Crane report, by the way, it's good to read Crane report because they got a lot of the facts. I see your boy Kelvin Johnson.
Yeah.
Megatron.
Yeah.
He's getting involved in it. And guess who's getting involved with him? Remember the girl on Fox News? Her name was Q. She did the morning because she stopped doing because of her pain that she was going through, her health. She stopped doing the news broadcast. This was about 6-7 years ago, something like that. 6-7 years ago. She used to do the morning news. Her name is Q. Black, skinny, black girl. Well, anyway, her and Kelvin Johnson. That's one of the reasons because she needed to take miracle marijuana to get well. But now her and Kelvin has teamed up to do a grow farm. Okay, and so now because of his name and because of his value,
because his brand,
and he got capital.
Yes,
he got mad capital.
Yeah,
he can get down.
He can get down.
Right. So for all that, a lot of people who got capital who don't look like us, sometimes you will buy their stuff. But now you can buy from a person.
How about this for did you know? Fun fact.
Go ahead.
Marijuana is the only drug that's classified as a drug that's not chemically induced, which will actually make it a drug. The coca leaf is with the chemicals with that makes cocaine.
Is it?
Alcohol is chemically induced. Tobacco is chemically induced.
Okay.
The tobacco leaf added with the chemicals, the process after his manufacture broke down and all that to make a cigarette. That's
you talking
chemically
about the
induced.
nicotine, the cola?
Yes, the nicotine that's chemically induced. The THC that's in marijuana is the same THC that's in poppy seeds.
Okay.
The marijuana plant was here before man. That's a God plant.
Yeah, all plants were.
So, why is it classified as a drug when it's not chemically induced like the other ones are?
Well, because they had to make it illegal because there's probably a lot of reasons why that the federal because there's so many reasons why because people were using marijuana, number one, not for medicinal reasons years ago when it first hit the street, over 100 years ago, whatever. So people were doing it to get high.
Right.
And it became extremely popular, of course, in the 50s and the 60s and all that. So people was willing to smoke it because for recreational needs. Now, as time went on, people were using it now in modern times not because we used to joke about, I'm smoking because of my glaucoma and all that. because of medicinal reasons. Now there are other ways that you can get healthier without having to smoke. Because see, now
Right.
you smoke, but
Yeah.
now they can extract it with technology. You can extract the THC, extract certain
You
versions
can
of it.
create it.
You can,
You can
right.
put it in the blender.
You could do a lot of great things with it to help people. The CBD oil, the whole
Yes.
bit, yeah. So now we see that there's value behind it, and now the drug companies, the pharmaceutical companies, now they see, wow,
Oh,
maybe we could cash in on this
of
because
course so.
we're
Because they're
not
all about
right.
suppressors.
We're not going to be behind this. We're not going to be like the Hollywood video stores and Netflix. We want to get stuck behind with this VHS stuff.
Yeah.
Now we're going to do this online streaming. So
Yeah.
the pharmaceutical companies are trying to get aligned with this, and now they're buying into stock that they're providing this stuff now.
Yes, because they saw the big business in it.
And here we go. So it is.
It's no different from Prohibition days.
Right.
I read several books on the Prohibition days coming up in grade school because that was the assignment. Like my favorite book, other than the Marcus Garvey Opinions and Philosophies of Marcus Garvey, is The Great Gatsby.
Okay.
Great read. Oh man, it's a great read. The movie don't do it justice. The movie was good, but the book is way better.
Right. So
Maybe because of my imagination.
okay. So now you don't see as many big busts with
No.
tons of marijuana. Oh, the feds caught these drug dealers bringing in 10
Yeah.
kilos of marijuana. Blah
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Yeah, no more of that because
you really
the
see that.
farms that which they used to raid are now private property that's licensed and owned and being ran properly.
Check that out. Less federal involvement, so now the DEA has less work.
Yep.
OMG.
Yep. They can't do nothing now. Because another good brother of mine, his name is Sankofa. He introduced me to the real game of America. The real game.
The original or the real game?
No, the real game that America plays.
Okay.
With the playbook that they go off of
Right.
is contract law. Commerce, contract law.
That's true. I agree with that.
That's the playbook of the country.
I agree with that.
So, in contract law, they play with words. They play with the definition of words. Not necessarily, they really don't because words have multiple definitions.
Yeah.
But no, they play with words. Like the word black in contract law means dead. So, yes, in contract law.
Hold on. Now, being in the black means that you're operating, you're solvent. So the word solvent and the word black means financially, that means you're not in the red, which is in the negative. So, but if you...
Okay, you speaking in the financial aspect.
Sure.
I'm just speaking, in contract law, the word black is defined as dead.
Keep talking.
So, therefore, everything that we associate with and we put our name on black, well, I'm black this, I'm black that, we just saying we dead. Like black power, you just saying you got dead power. That's why the atrocities continue to happen to us in this country. But we don't have no power.
Okay.
You only gain power through ownership.
That is true.
So to bring my point full circle with, or to correlate my point with the topic is ownership. The more you own, the more power you have.
True.
So
True.
the name of the game,
whether it's a
ownership.
house,
Yep.
a vehicle,
Yep.
a business,
Yep.
A property,
Yep.
all of that.
Whatever you want to possess, the idea is to own it.
Yes, and
not rent. Leasing is cool because eventually you're gonna own it.
that's true. But at the same time, I add this caveat, and it's good that a lot of people are, because of apps,
Mm-hmm.
people are trading. They get involved in the Bitcoin and
Yeah, the Bitcoin.
Bitcoin and all the other stuff, which is cool. But buyer beware. And we always tell people, do your research, do your research. See, anything that's done electronically, and even dealing with the market, unless you got thousands of dollars, and unless you got a 401k, or you're trading on the NASDAQ, or there's like 20 something areas that you can trade nationally and internationally. But typically here in the United States, it's about 26 to about 32 that you can trade in the market. So let's be real. All that other stuff, the Bitcoin, now it is becoming more relevant, but understand this.
It's a digital currency.
It's a digital currency, but you don't own it. You can give anything that you, just listen.
Okay.
If you give any of your money to make money, it is not intentionally yours. And I'm going to help you to appreciate how all this makes sense.
Okay.
Right now, you may own this equipment, that computer, that video camera, that phone, and all that, but you don't own that space that you're providing this content. You don't own it.
No.
You don't own it.
You're right.
Because the airways, be it Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, whatever you're providing that on that platform, they own it. Just like music.
Right.
You listen to music electronically and you download that song for $4.99 or $1.99, or you pay a monthly service. You don't own that music.
No, you own that music on that device, but you do not own the rights to that song.
You don't own the rights to
Gotcha.
it whatsoever.
Gotcha.
So just like when you buy something of value through Bitcoin, any of that streaming stuff, I'm sorry,
The digital platform.
the digital platform, you don't own it. You pay money to trade and buy based upon the value that you put money in. So now you're training, right? So if I gave up, it's like gambling. If I go,
Hold on.
hold on. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but here, if I paid money, I paid $300 to trade, and now I'm watching that stuff every day, every hour, and I see it go up and I see it go down. And then they say, okay, well, now my broker or my people who are watching me that I got into this whole thing with, they say you need to put more money in it and you could double your, okay. So now I put another $75 or $60 or $100 in there. Now I moved up to about $500. And then I see it drop down to about 4 and some change. Then I put a little bit more money, then it dip a little bit, then it rose a little bit. So now they're trading my investment for these coins, or for this investment that I did. It's the same with the New York Stock Exchange. So whether I buy money into the IBM or Amazon or Walmart or whatever, I have put money into their business to watch my money grow. Even though the company may be stronger than the Eiffel Tower.
That's how you make money while you sleep.
Right. So that's residual money. You're making money because you pour money into that company. So I would like bigger companies like that, black-owned businesses, we can pour money into it and watch them grow. Because see, now we're pouring money into Bitcoin, which we don't even own.
No.
We don't own it.
No, you don't. And it's the digital currency is not. It's an official currency, but it's not official. But you can trade with that currency. You can cash in that digital currency and get real currency.
Okay, can I buy pizza?
Yes,
can I buy pizza?
Yes, you can.
You can at some place.
I got a homeboy who
can I buy
into Bitcoin.
Can I buy a car with it?
Yep.
No, you can't. I can't go to Chrysler and trade in my truck and say,
you can cash in your Bitcoin for real money and then go do it.
You can't, but then watch it drop. Because the moment I exchange that Bitcoin into real currency,
my homeboy
that
from
money
high school,
would drop.
My homeboy from high school became a millionaire. Bona fide millionaire off of Bitcoin.
I don't believe it.
I'm telling you, he's a
that's-
bona fide millionaire. He can cash in his Bitcoin.
He can or he has?
He has, and he still got some. He still got some coins that he can cash in. He got coins that he can cash in for real money.
I've seen.
He bought a house in Texas.
I've
a little mini mansion. He retired. He just got out the service. He just retired this past summer. He retired at the age of 39.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
He's a bona fide millionaire. He did good with his investments. They turned out great for him. He made smart decisions, and he cashed in, got his money, and living his best life.
So, is he still in it?
In Bitcoin? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me help. See, sometimes you don't hear the whole story. So what you don't hear is that, let's say he's that dude, and I'm gonna use this term as that dude. He then goes out to get his buddy in the military, saying, "Yo, man, this Bitcoin is dope, and you need to pour in. You need to invest invest $200 in there, and this is how the pyramid gets its base." Now, watch what I'm about to say now. You get a group of people, his buddy, they get about 4 or 5 other buddies. They at the house, they playing cards, they playing poker, playing cards, having something to drink, smoking cigars, having a good time, having a cookout, whatever. So you tell your friends that we're doing it, and then your friends. You bring 3 people into the party, everybody bring in $150, $200. Right, there you go. So now you're building your brand. See, now he's that dude. Now watch what I'm about to say, America. Once you build that whole brand up, you get up there, you get more people to invest, he becomes king. Now he's the top of the food chain. Because he done got, I'm not saying he got 350 suckers, or 100, 200, or 500, but they all poured in it and they elevated old boy. See, the more money just because they poured in that $200, guess how much money that went directly to him? Probably about 75 to 100. That's why they say I need a base of 300 to join, or a base of 200. Because guess who got caught up in that? My son Miles. He got caught into it last year before he went to college this year. He got caught up with a group of young kids. That's why they get those younger people.
Scam?
Not the GameStop. It was the Bitcoin.
Okay.
And he can even watch his money on live on his tablet. Yeah, so it wasn't a GameStop, right, on your phone. So they say, but you have to get a group. So him, his stepsister, and a bunch of other young people.
That's how it works.
They got them in a group.
Yeah, you gotta have the numbers for it.
They have the numbers. They said, I want you all to invest $200, and 100 of it went to dude. Yeah. That's how they grow. It's no different from the pyramid, but they use the Bitcoin as a shell. But at the same time, he invested a little bit more.
Now see, I just got hit with, I could guess you could call it epiphany.
Go for it.
It can be the other side of the Ponzi scam, but taking away the scam part of it.
Right.
It's like, actually, this is actually, I just got the real definition of what the brother David Banner was talking about. He was like, how about he was talking about the upper echelon of the blacks as far as in the entertainment, the rappers. He was like, how about we pull one of these young brothers that got gift for gab, pull them to the side, and groom him like the government groomed Obama.
But that's totally
build him up. So once he that dude,
okay.
Now he got to come see us, because the kickback is supposed to flood out everybody who poured in.
It's supposed to.
So that way now everybody can eat. But in order for everybody to eat, one has to be elevated.
And because he has his goals, and that's why he always beat that drum. I want more y'all to pour into me, so I can eat better. I could buy my cars, I could buy my homes, and I can invest more, and I can give you guys more. But that's just the way it works. It's different when you do Bitcoin. Different when you invested in the market through the Nasdaq, because that takes more money.
Yes.
Because when you get involved into an investment, and you have like a Schwab or Edward Jones or Fidelity Investment, you know their portfolio. You know what they're about.
Yeah.
And they're going to ask you, you want to do money market, you want to do IRO, overseas, sell, whatever, because he's going to be your stockbroker. And they tell you, okay, well, you can invest 500, 1,000, 1,500, and I will track your money, and I will help you to groom you into your proper investments. Because see, that's what they call the market, and you're not designed to touch that money for years.
Yeah, and see, and there's no class on that in high school.
Right. That's what investment is. It's for years.
Yes.
Of investing.
Yes.
And that takes money and that takes discipline.
Yeah,
but if you think it's so quick money, the moment somebody say, "Oh, well, I need you to invest into this to a Bitcoin or Bitcoin,"
in order to do that, you're
gonna make all this money
off with.
Right? In 6 months you can make $6,000.
Like he was doing it before this time, but when Bitcoin, he was really been doing Bitcoin since it first started. But when it got like when it really started taking off for real, it was at 3,500 a coin. But then when it matured from there, it went from 3,500 a coin to 13.5 a coin. So it was like the coin went from 3,500 to 13,000 really fast.
Okay.
So if you just invest, if you just do that, if you only possess one coin at the 3,500, at the next time, at the next quarter, it matured to the 13,000. I felt like Dumbo.
I don't know why.
Because at that moment in time, I had 500 to throw in there, and I just didn't do it.
Okay, so
if I threw 500 in there, by the next quarter, I would have had more than 500 on the cash out.
Right. So, what's the next big thing other than Bitcoin? What's the next big thing coming up now?
That I would mind investing in?
Mm-hmm.
Airbnbs.
There you go. Jump in.
Airbnbs is popping.
Okay, so you have the opportunity, no matter how high or low it is, it could be whatever. That means you got to do your due diligence and do your work and your time and effort to see what's the next big thing that I believe is coming up. Whether you use an advisor or get a consultant and say, hey, I'm looking to invest $500 in something. I want to get into it early, and it may look crazy, it may look weak right now, but I need to take a chance.
But along to the projections is right.
Right. Because they don't know.
I mean, the projections is a projection. It's a hypothesis.
Right.
It's an educated guess on the numbers. But most predictions as far as stock market game be kind of accurate. They'd be off every now and then, or something wild to happen. But
the stock
for the
market,
most part, they'd be on.
But the stock market is so unpredictable, and it has to eat.
Yes.
And it is based upon not only who's in office, but the economy as a whole. Car sales, home sales, credit, a type of movement, Facebook, Amazon, products. If a car, even if a car had, like, remember Tesla with its batteries catching on fire, it plummeted. Man, they lost millions and hundreds of millions of dollars.
I know. I pulled out my I had a couple little dollars on Tesla on my cash app.
Right. So the Nasdaq. Right. So the Nasdaq they reflect a loss and they reflect gain. Mm-hmm. Nobody has a crystal ball. So when people get inside information, just like your girl, what was her name? The white lady.
I was talking about Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart. She
And
got
get to
inside
jail
information
for it.
and get to go. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
So no matter how big or small you see, they ain't messing with the small man.
And that's crazy.
Because they know we ain't got that kind of loot.
But then the thing is, I to this day I still don't understand why that's a crime. For all she did was pull her money because she heard something.
No, it's more than that. It's more than that. That's a street word. Oh, I heard something.
No. Like you
I
said,
heard something.
Her inside
Information
told her, Martha, something coming down the pike.
So-
you might need to move your junk.
hundreds of millions of dollars removed.
Yes. Okay. Like you said, in the street, that's just a hookup.
That's a hookup.
That's nothing wrong with somebody giving you some smart advice.
But
Just
understand.
because I got $100 million invested shouldn't mean the fact that me going to jail.
Yes, because you know why? Because people like me or like you or my family invested in that stock. And they invested in that stock. That means you got to tell hundreds of millions of people you need to move your money too. And that's why you only told one person.
Okay, but that's not Martha Stewart's fault.
It is her fault.
It's only her fault if that person told her and she was like, don't tell nobody else.
But that's what you call traded inside information. They got movies out like
Yeah,
Black
trading
Wall Street
places.
and all that.
No, trading places.
Trading places, right.
It was the Dukes. It was the Dukes.
But when you
With the oranges, that was hilarious.
But when you got that much content, that much information,
Yes.
you need to let everybody know.
Yes.
Because number one, either you're doing something wrong,
Yes.
and the feds will go after them.
Yes.
But if you get the hookup and they tell you,
Tell me.
then you need to tell everybody else.
You know what?
But that's what happened.
I have to do 5
That's
to
what
10
happened
years.
with GameStop. See, GameStop did the same thing, but GameStop did it slick. They said, "Oh, the dude who was doing it was like, oh, we did something wrong, but guess what? We made 2, 3, 4 billion. Oh, really? How you do that? Oh, but we made the money, but we telling on ourselves how we did it.
Yeah,
Just before the fans came.
A group of
them.
shareholders.
So, right. So before we're gonna drop down on
Put
ourselves.
their head in the cookie jar twice. That's essentially what they did.
But they were smart.
Hey,
What
I'm
did
not knocking
y'all
on
do?
them. I'm not knocking on them.
Before the fans came
Because
in.
they were shareholders that did this scheme.
We busted them right. We busted. I'm letting y'all know we doing something wrong. They finally. Oh, it's gonna take us a minute to find out what y'all did before we come in there and bust y'all. So before the fans put on their little black jackets and their badge with the chain around it, before they went up there says, "Hey, y'all need to turn yourselves in because let me get your records. Get my records. I already turned them in."
You know who need to turn in their records but never will?
Who?
The baseball owners.
Oh, you can forget that. Half of them dead.
But they books are still ongoing. They passed that ledger down to somebody. Major League Baseball is the only sports entity that owners do not show their books to no one.
Good luck with that.
They don't.
Because the MLB
They don't.
and the ownership, the MLB, that's the old boys club.
Yeah.
See, you have a black owner who owns an NBA team. Eventually we'll get a black owner, hopefully within this decade, to own a football team. Then
we got two in the
then you got to
basketball
look
world.
at a black owner owning the hockey team, and then baseball. It's going to have to work in that way because get
I
a
don't care
black
about
owner.
hockey.
Well,
Hockey that's white man sport.
yeah, but it didn't always have to be. It didn't always because there were some black hockey players back in the day.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in origin.
Yeah, and
It's
then
their sport. It comes from Europe. They're part of the globe.
Well, they said I thought it started in Canada. I could be wrong. I need to do my research, but one of the first black champions.
Who runs Canada?
The Europeans don't run Canada. Canada runs Canada.
No, who governs Canada?
Canada governs Canada.
No, they don't.
Trudeau is the president.
Queen. They are still under the Queen's
The
rule.
monarchy, okay.
They are still
But
under
hold
the
on.
Queen's rule in Canada.
Hold on. They have a
They are
president.
under the rule of.
The president of Canada is Trudeau.
Okay. And again, they are still under the rule of the Queen. So the president is a puppet on the string, just like in America. He's a puppet on the string.
That string.
Because I found that out when I found out that the president that gets elected has an agenda on his desk before he's even elected president. So who put the agenda together is the one who's
You have to
holding the
understand.
strings.
I have to understand that monarchy that's over in England. So back in the day, when they always said that the sun would never die down on the England Empire, right? Because the England Empire went global. Of
Yeah.
course, we are a portion of that here in the United States,
we're under
but we
the
got
umbrella.
it right.
We're
We
under
got
the
our
umbrella.
independence back in 1776.
Yes, but who?
And I know we're getting off subject here, but what I'm saying,
Yeah, we get upset because I'm about to say, who did they send over here? Because the Queen and they sent
Right, I
the
understand.
killers, rapists, and criminals over here to colonize this land that we call America.
but check this out. Just check this out. Even the indigenous people, they had to fall prey to all of that because they were colonized.
Yes, Christopher
So-
Columbus ain't discovered nothing
Okay,
because
we-
he got
we
here and it was
understand that.
people here.
Well, we just went over the Indigenous Day people just yesterday. But anyway, I digress. Let's stick on the money matters, entrepreneurship,
yes.
business, and all of that, and how we in our family, everybody back in the day, we had what was called the FAA Club. That was the Family Affair Association, and it was started by our parents, your grandparents, your aunts and uncles, your great uncle, uncles, and all of them. They started something beautiful. My grandfather and my grandmother, they were the president of that organization, and they handed it down to my uncle and my dad and my aunts and uncles. That was their entrepreneurship when it started. When my dad continued to work for Chrysler, when he did, right before he retired, he bought some vending machines. He wanted to keep on that entrepreneurship.
Yes.
As he had bought like
Yes.
3-4 vending machines.
I was supposed to attend that seminar today.
Right. And he spreaded that out.
Yeah.
With that being said, family, they had a lot of other family members in our family. Our Uncle Dowling, he was an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
My Uncle Anthony, when he took the buyout from GM, bought a dump truck and also did roofing and all that. He had an excellent business doing that. Uncle Lee, when he was working for Turner Construction.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Barton Mello. I'm sorry. Him and Paul worked for Barton Mello, not Turner, Barton Mello. And then he got my Uncle Lee involved in it as an apprentice. So all of that, and they used to do what they call side work. They were also entrepreneurs because they used to do a lot of work on the side, which helped them build their family brand. They used to throw a lot of cabarets, a lot of parties, a lot of functions. Then after time, with some disagreement, it ended up fizzling out. But I still remember that. For me, I kept an entrepreneurship going on when I used to work with Scotty. He had the ice cream truck. You remember that? So we used to drive around the hood and some nice areas of Detroit, never in the suburbs, selling ice cream with Mr. Frosty's ice cream truck. Then he bought a second one, and then he bought a third one. Then he sold 2 of his trucks so he can buy a grocery store. And through the grocery store, he sold everything from steaks, poultry, and regular. He wanted to be like the 4th or 5th black-owned grocery store in the city of Detroit. He was successful, only to his own demise. Scotty was that man. He was that dude. Scotty would work hard and make it work no matter what. And he used to always call me mellow, because through it all, I will always remain mellow through all his stress and all that. He used to come to try to get the ice cream truck ready in the morning, and he would be cussing and fussing. But sometimes it would just a bit much on him because he was trying to do too many things at the same time.
Yeah, that's I'm trying to avoid that trap.
Yeah.
It's loading myself up too much.
But it's part of the process. It's part of the
Yes,
process.
yes. It's part of the process. You got to stay busy. You got to stay hungry.
Yes.
You got to stay creative. You got to
do.
stay innovative.
And nowadays with social media, you can get your word out there. You see so many people on the TikTok, on Facebook,
but again,
and all of that.
That's a different beast.
How so?
Even in that, you have to stay consistent.
True.
You know what I'm saying? You got to flood people timelines because social media is just like kindergarten. The attention span is short.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I check my analytics either every day or every other day on the YouTube studio. I check my analytics. See but how many people viewed the show or this particular episode, how long they watched. You know what I'm saying? How did they get to my page? What brought them? You know what I'm saying? With the engagement feature on the analytics is how did they find your page? Was it, you know what I'm saying? Was it just on the scrolling their feed? Did they type your name in? Did they pull your name from a different social media platform?
Gotcha.
It's a big rabbit hole.
So now I'm gonna ask you another question because I had this conversation.
It's a totally different beast.
Right. So I had this conversation when I was up in Ann Arbor today. I had an inspection to do up in Ann Arbor, and I had to inspect this church because our church we went through the same set of circumstances. See, because circumstances would change your dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right or wrong?
Correct.
Okay. So I say that for this reason. If it wasn't for the pandemic, which took a heavy loss, not only people in the United States but all over the world, but it also changed the way we work, live, eat, sleep,
and interact with each other.
Right. But it also changed the way we make money.
Yes.
Now, if it wasn't for the pandemic, you may not have all of this.
I could tell you for sure, if it wasn't for the pandemic, I wouldn't have it in this current moment in time.
Okay, so with that being said, put a finger on that page, right? Now check this out. So I told the guy at the church, and he was, building up his media because see now they have less followers at the church, and just like a lot of churches, they took a heavy loss. But at the same time, because people couldn't show up, and also for people who never went to church, and I'm gonna tell you what happened. People love social media. Oh, they can't get enough of this thing. Gotta see it, gotta touch it, gotta have a hand on it. Whether it's Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, view it, LinkedIn, Twitter, well, no matter what it is, YouTube, they're gonna see it. And those applications were making so much money, and Verizon, AT&T made billions on top of billions.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened there? So check this out. I'll be short and sweet. When we never broadcast ever at our church. We may be old school, just like a lot of millions and millions of other churches all over the world. We never broadcast. You come to church, you get an hour and a half of service, and see ya. You be on your way. God bless you. Hope and pray that you have a blessed week, and till you see you next week. But what changed was the pandemic on how we view service. Yes, there's a lot of lost souls out there. Now, at our church, we may have, even though we may have up to 6,000 members, but typically only 2,500, maybe 1,500 would show on the weekend on that Sunday. Maybe 1,500, 18 tops. My wife would tell you. So what happened was we had to think, just like a lot of other churches, we now have to broadcast service. We ain't got the equipment. We just got a couple video, we got a couple cameras, okay. So we set up and we tried to broadcast. We never did what they call Facebook Live. So then we had to do Facebook Live, like what we're doing now. Use YouTube and Facebook. So we first did Facebook. We tried to broadcast. Then we did it. Then 10 people showed up. So within that first 30, 40 minutes, we had over 2,000, and then the people who I'm Facebook friends with, and they Facebook friends. So within that hour, it went from 150 to 1,000 to 30,000, and then it crashed. Boom.
Yep.
And then Facebook started crashing all over the place. And then they said, and then the people for Facebook, just like all the other networks, it was like, we got to do something. Houston, we got a problem. Let's get the servers together. Let's buy the service. We're gonna invest billions more of our money into it. Yep. And now we're going to sell to the churches for the weekend. Yep. And now we're going to provide a service. Not only during the weekend, but also the week. So that platform there now has allowed. So now we get more people in service online.
Now you can cash app your tithes and offers.
Not only that, but more people. Hold on, let's talk about the cash app. We'll get to that in a second. But what I'm saying is that now you got people who would never, ever set foot in church.
Yeah,
now they can get to work.
Now they can fellowship.
Because before, they didn't.
And it also says in the Bible that you necessarily don't have to go to church to fellowship.
That is true.
Anywhere where there's two or more people, it's
now,
church.
Right. But now that service is going on, we doing church, folk. We got church going on. So we'll do the benediction here in a minute. You can contribute to my nephew here in a second. Cash app him at right. So
I take donations.
Yeah. So what I'm saying here is this: it is so important to know the stream of time that we're in, because this will enable you to think differently than what it was when I was growing up. Because this information was not available.
Yes.
You see, now you are being provided. So church now has a way to reach, because everybody got this thing in their hand that's called a cell phone.
Yes,
you see what I'm saying?
The world's knowledge is at your fingertips.
Even in third world countries where they ain't got electricity in their house, or barely just that much, but these folks got cell phones. Yes. So Verizon and AT&T know that.
Yes.
And they all on Facebook and all of that, because they posting pictures in third world countries. Like, how they get that there?
Zoom,
and their house ain't got power.
The Zooms, Zoom platforms,
so
all these social media platforms, they bottom line skyrocketed over this pandemic.
Hallelujah.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Just like the verses that's on social media now, where artists versus artists, your 20 songs versus my 20 songs.
That would have never happened.
That Timberland and Swiss Beats started.
That would have never happened.
It would have never happened if it wasn't for Corona. It would have never have happened. Because when the government told everybody to stay in the house, they saw the opportunity. They got creative and innovative, and saw an opportunity to still entertain.
Absolutely.
And get paid. This is capitalism.
At its best. And they got that.
This is America. This is capitalism.
And look what Amazon did.
You better capitalize on the misfortune of whoever, whenever.
Amazon, because of the pandemic, while everybody else is losing, the grocery stores made money. Amazon
stepped on their toes.
Yeah, he did. They did. Amazon made, within the first 7 months of the pandemic, $400 billion. OMG!
And guess what?
OMG!
And
they killed the game.
And guess what?
What?
You can grocery shop on Amazon now. You can get your grocery shop.
Right. So yes, they now have made $1 trillion since the pandemic, because now that's why they're building more distribution centers and all that that. So the point is that because of a catastrophe, or loss, or catastrophic conditions, there's ways to be innovative. There's ways to make money.
It's polarity.
You don't have to lose.
Yeah, that's polarity.
You just have to think.
In order for bad to exist, good has to exist. Absolutely. In order for it to be a up, it has to be a down. In order for it to be a left, it has to be a right. It's polarity.
Yes.
What side of the fucking coin are you gonna fall on? What side of the fucking coin are you going to fall on?
Is that in the Bible? No, that's not in there.
Again, what side of the coin are you going to fall on? I made it a
Heads or
purpose.
tails, either way, just make it.
I made it a goal and purpose not to fall on the bad side of that coin. So when that money came my way, I paid my bills. I took care of home first.
Right.
So whatever I had left over, just started buying equipment. Just started buying shirts, buying this, buying that. So,
and my nephew's doing
bam.
an outstanding job. So buy his stuff.
Yeah, I am open for business.
He is open for business.
God
Cash out
body
him.
is open
Take
for
care
business.
of him because he's doing it big. I am so proud of him.
Let me know what I do. Custom made shirts, as well as the shirts that I have that's created from my own mind. As the two shirts you see behind me.
Yeah, and by the
Came
way,
from my own mind.
And by the way, ladies, I know you like all those little throw rugs, or not throw rugs, the little snuggies, and which you lay on the couch. But because I know my wife has some, put some logos on stuff like that, man. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm definitely in the.
do all that. Yeah, do all that
I'm in
cute
that
stuff.
wavelength.
There's a lot of women like that cute stuff. You know,
I'm in that wavelength. I'm definitely in the wavelength of getting creative to create women's attire. Because right now I'm only doing men clothes right now, shirts, hoodies. But yeah, I'll definitely I got some women's shirts upstairs that I need to press. I'm 20. Well, what's today? The 12th.
12.
I'm 12 days late on my cancer awareness shirt. 12 days late. I need to hurry up.
Yeah, you need to get on that. Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
What's that?
Just reading the comments.
Uh,
Reading the comments. The real Cynthia says, "Oh hell no, I ain't paying to watch $20."
to rent a movie at home.
Yeah.
What movie? Okay, well you can go to the movies. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. All I know is, hey,
Biden is running the country. That's what the real Cynthia.
Kind of. He is kind of ruining the country.
Well, that's what. Well, you have to understand. If he's not ruining it, then somebody's got to be accountable for ruining it.
But again, I say kind of, but not really, because he's just a puppet on the string.
Yeah, because he can't think of everything for everybody. He can't be there for everybody because that's why they have local.
But like we said early in the show,
national.
Like we said early in the show, family businesses are passed down.
Yes.
Throughout the family.
Absolutely.
The original 13 families that colonized the country that is America still run the country. Those 13 families just passed down.
You mean 13 states or 13 colonies?
Yeah, the 13 colonies are ran by 13 families.
What 13 families?
I can only name a few of them offhand, like the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds. Those are the ones who are holding all the economical cards.
That has changed.
Okay, I need to do some more research.
Yeah, that has
When
changed.
I get told wrong, I go do my research to make sure. And
right.
Then when I am proven wrong, hey, I know when I'm wrong. I know when it's saying you got it.
Yeah, that dynamic has changed because there's some other big names who has moved some of those other names that is out. Now the Rockefellers, they stick. Yeah, there's of course there's Boza.
Yeah, the Boza family.
And Mr. Microsoft himself, he has ruled over the last...
Oh, you're talking about Mr. Bill Gates?
Yeah, Mr. Gates, he has ruled over the last...
I see.
Yeah, so...
Your brother, and I quote him, he said, "Poppycock, when I told him that Bill Gates is campaigning and got people buying into the idea of dimming the sun."
Like physically dimming the sun? Like
putting up a apparatus, dome, whatever, over the planet that will minimize some of the lunar and sun rays that the sun gives off. I'm trying to tell you.
No.
I'm trying to look it up.
No.
Look it up. This man wants to dim the sun. Like we saw this in a movie.
We would
In
die.
the movie, they destroyed the sun.
We die. We die. We die. We die. We die. Okay, here's a biblical lesson for all you outside folks out there.
Sun is
The sun is perfectly set in our atmosphere, in our position. The moon, the sun, and everything else around this globe here in our atmosphere. So we can eat, sleep, and drink perfectly without any human intervention.
It's more vitamin D in sun rays than it is in a cup of milk.
So what I'm saying, because that's homogenized, you have to get it from you got to get it from a goat, or you got to get it from a cow.
I still call probably cap on that. Okay. We the only species that drink the milk of another species.
Okay, but that's okay. That's okay because it helps us to live. So what I'm saying is that when you have the sun, the grass grows, it rains, and it reciprocates. So therefore, we can get the milk from the cow because the cow is churning the earth. And then he poops, and it starts the evolution all over again. Or not
evolution. Fertilizes the grass.
So my point is this. If you put a shield over the earth, I don't care if it's a fake one or whatever, however you're going to do it, or some kind of, we will die.
Yeah.
We will die because the Earth's atmosphere needs that sun in order to
kill the photosynthesis process.
Right. It has to work that way. Now, if you are on a spacecraft, you up there in outer space, and you try to duplicate what's here on the Earth, and you can, so you can grow your own food or get that packaged food up there, because they have enough food to be up there for the next 3 years, because it's stored and it's being packaged where it's squeezed, and then they reopen it. That's how they live on the space station. But you lose
bone density.
Yeah, you lose bone density because they're not breathing Earth's atmosphere. They're not walking around.
They're not breathing real oxygen.
Right. It's
synthetic air.
Right. It's manufactured. And all that carbon dioxide they expanding, it goes to be recycled.
Yes. And again, we need the sun because we are a carbon-based entity.
Yes.
Just like the plants.
Yes.
Just like every blade of grass outside, just like every tree outside, carbon-based. We need the sun. The sun, for all intents and purposes, is God.
Correct.
The sun transmits information to us.
That's why it is so important to read, to understand.
Yes.
And that's the way you get knowledge. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to make you right on everything. It just makes you more informed or in tuned to whatever you're reading, because there's a lot of false information out there, whatever. I don't care what it is. And it's not going to make you a scholar, or you're not going to go teach a course on human anatomy or anything like that. We're just saying you get some basic knowledge so you can get some, you can be well informed.
True indeed. But in closing today's episode, you got any final thoughts? I always ask Mike if you have any final thoughts before we conclude.
Sure. I appreciate this platform with my nephew, and hopefully we can come back and have a bigger panel and a greater discussion.
Oh yeah, of course.
My nephew, by the way, is the first. Everybody in this family, this generation, always has a first. The first to do something. He's the first to do this type of platform. Now, I have a niece who did the first, who does a lot of praise dancing that she does, and that's Monica. I love her dearly.
That can't be. Is that really accurate?
Yes, you're the first to have this.
I'm the first to enter the broadcast realm.
Yes, you're the first.
Another milestone right here on the show.
Check. So he's the first in the family to do this, and he's going to do bigger things.
That's awesome.
And I am so proud of him for doing this. And for that, a big pat on the back. So that's kudos. Sorry about that. So that's number love. And because of his vision and his tenacity and his resilience, he's able to do this. That's how it works. Because he has great leaders in his family as well.
Yes,
so
that I pulled from.
We're going to continue this. It's a lot of great information. We have a lot of great family members who will be coming on, and they're going to share their things. And I would like to see, no doubt, like I hear again, you could expand up, but definitely go out and reach. I know you talked about Rebecca. You need to have your Uncle Art here one day.
Oh, I'm going to be on next week's episode.
Yes.
Next week's episode, actually.
And you're going to have definitely my wife Jessica. We're going to reach, get Tony, Tremaine, get Keisha, Wanda.
Ooh, that's going to be a strong episode.
You got so many people out there. Rebecca, get her on here. Hey, you have a wealth of talent.
I'm foreshadowing the episode with Aunt Jessica. That's going to be some heavy shit.
Yeah.
Pardon my French, but that's going to be a heavy episode because, like you said, she's a heavy hitter in the city. You know what I'm saying? It's like conversation with her is going to be awesome. You know what I'm saying? Because I like talking with her. You know, when I did the paint job for you guys, when I went over there painting for you guys, me and her had some conversations. It was like, you know what?
Excellent work. Excellent.
She is way smarter than the average bear. Like, seriously, like, beyond her years of wisdom, like her point of view is what I mean, not her intellect or her intelligent level, just her wisdom. Just like, man,
yeah,
you lucked up. You got lucky.
She
got lucky too.
I don't say luck. I say fortunate. She became fortunate that I married her, or she married me.
I could. It go both ways. I say it go both ways because you know
right.
You're a prize. You know what I'm saying? I like to. I did a study. This is gonna be my closing. I did a study, and I literally did this over a course of several weekends. I asked 100 women.
Okay.
What do they want in a man, or what was their ideal mate?
Okay.
And the very, very, very vast majority of them said they wanted a man that has ambition, drive. He don't necessarily got to have the money right then and there. But if he got ambition, drive, and treats me the way I want to be treated, that's all I'm looking for. So if you embody that, you the prize.
Yes.
Because they all looking for, by nature, this is what they looking for. They are looking for a protector and a provider by nature. Because by nature, the man only got 2 jobs on the planet, and that's to protect and provide.
Absolutely.
So if that's what they looking for, and you embody that, then you the prize. That's how I view it.
Right.
So I consider myself the prize.
Okay.
Because many women seek after what I embody. So I got damn lucky when I met Alicia.
Right.
Because she embodied what I was looking for.
And the reason why I don't use the word luck, because I don't believe in luck. I believe in destiny.
Divine intervention.
Divine intervention. That's why I feel I got divine intervention when I met her. So.
Okay, cool.
But,
well,
cool.
Remember, everybody, own everything you touch. It starts up here. Starts with your thought process. If you can think it, you can possess it. If you can think it, you can manifest it to reality. Reality is just manifest perception of thought. Remember that. So you can have whatever you want on this planet Earth. You got to think it, plan it, walk it out. I'm a living testimony to it. And with that, I say goodbye. See you guys next week. Same time, same station, different location though. We will be on the road next week. We will have a very special guest next week. Next week's topic is going to be cancer awareness. We're going to talk about all forms of cancer, not just breast cancer or bone cancer or brain cancer, lung cancer, cervix cancer, throat cancer, all of it. So see you guys next week. King Ourselves 7 is the station. And to all my people on Facebook, join us on YouTube, King Ourselves 7. And we will see you guys next week. And we out. Great show. I forgot to use the backstory behind this one. I'll tell you in a second. Great backstory to it. Great story. Homeboy of mine made it. And I own the rights to this beat. Because I bought it from him. He made the beat. I bought it from him. So I own the rights to the beat. So YouTube can't tell me to edit this out or remove it or not.